Alright, student notes, circles day 2. With all of these conic sections notes, the day 2 is going to be primarily completing squares. So make sure that you're familiar with the process of completing the square that we introduced last semester during the quadratics unit. The standard form of a circle, which you saw yesterday, was x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals radius squared. H and k are your center and the radius, obviously. General form of the equation is going to be x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. Both copied from directly below, as you can see, straight out of the Department of the Redundancy Department. Okay, to convert the equation of circle from general form to standard form, as I mentioned, complete the square. Alright, so your steps are here, okay? You want to group the x and y, move the constant to the opposite side. So I'm going to show you what it looks like using only these variables. It kind of helps you determine what you're looking at here. So it's going to be x squared plus dx, and if you remember, it's going to be d over 2 squared. Okay, so that's your first group. So in each one of these, we're actually going to complete the square twice. One for the x's and one for the y's. So it'll be y squared plus ey plus e over 2 squared. That's that same idea we were talking about before. Okay, and now remember, once you've moved the f to the other side, you've got negative f. Then you're going to add what you completed in the x section, and you're going to add what you completed in the y section to balance your equation appropriately. Alright, let's look at some examples of this so you can see how this works. So I'm going to rewrite by grouping the x's and the y's together. Now I'm going to save myself some space and time and immediately add in my completed square. Notice I'm only going to do this for the y because there is no x term, which means that your x is located on the x-axis, the x point of your center, that is. 24, and then I'm going to add in what I just completed, 10 over 2 squared. So that's going to give me x squared plus y. Remember, it's going to be first term, symbol, second term. So y plus 5 quantity squared. Then this turns out to be 49. So that means my center is located at 0, negative 5 down here, and I have a radius of 7. And there is my circle. As long as you recall completing square, this day and every second day is going to be fairly simple and fairly straightforward. So please remain familiar with it so that you can be successful in these particular days. Plus 6x, remember I'm going to just go ahead and complete the square immediately. Group that guy. Plus y squared plus 2y plus 2 over 2 squared equals negative 6. So I move that 6 immediately as well. Alright, so in my first group I have 6 over 2 squared, and in my second group I have 2 over 2 squared. Okay, so there's x plus 3 plus y plus 1 equals 4. Okay, so I've got a center at negative 3, negative 1, and I've got a radius of 2. here is my circle. In the next page, please practice these two prior to watching the video. Make sure that you have correct understanding with the ability to do this rather than just copying what I do. Alright, grouping x squared plus 6x plus 6 over 2 squared plus y squared plus 8y plus 8 over 2 squared equals 15 plus 6 over 2 squared plus 8 over 2 squared. So that's going to be x plus 3 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 40. Alright, not as nice of a radius, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and set our center at -3, -4, and one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little bit more than 6 is going to be your radius of your circle. Alright, moving on. Here, x squared plus 4x plus 4 over 2 squared plus y squared minus 10y plus 10 over 2 squared. Remember, I leave out the negative because the negative gets washed out anyway because of the squared. And then that equals -13 because I had to move the 13 to the other side first. Adding in your 4 over 2 and your 10 over 2 squared. So that's going to give you x plus 2 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 16. That's going to be -2, +5 with a radius of 4. And there's your circle. There. Alright. Find the center and the radius for each equation. Simply, we're just going to do the exact same thing without the graphing portion. So I get x squared plus 4x plus 4 over 2 squared plus y squared minus 2y plus 2 over 2 squared equals 6. 6 plus 4 over 2 squared plus 2 over 2 squared. And I get x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 11. Therefore, my center is at -2, +1, and my radius is the square root of 11. Alright, again, x squared plus 18x plus 18 over 2 squared plus y squared plus 20y plus 20 over 2 squared equals 0, plus 18 over 2 squared plus 20 over 2 squared. More completing the square than you'd ever want to hope to accomplish in your whole entire life, but it's still a good process to practice. Y plus 10 squared equals 181. -9, -10 with a radius of the square root of 181. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to work backwards here. It is very simple to work backwards from standard form to general form. All you need to do is multiply out your perfect square trinomials and you'll be done. X minus 5 squared plus y plus 8 squared equals 64. Alright, so then I get a squared plus minus 2ab minus 2ab plus b squared plus a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these two guys. I'm going to combine these two guys, the 25 and the 64, and the other 64. So if I cancel those out, I get my answer very simply, x squared minus 10x, I'll rearrange, plus y squared plus 16, that should be a y, not an x, sorry about that, plus 25 equals 0. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, no big deal. Alright, so the center here is x plus 7 squared plus y squared equals 20. Alright, this makes it a little bit easier to see without having to deal with this. So I get x squared plus 14x plus 49 plus y squared equals 20. Move your 20, combine your 20 and your 49, rearrange, and I get x squared plus 14x plus y squared plus 29 equals 0. Find the area and the circumference of question number 8. So that's pi r squared, and that's 2 pi times the radius. So that's going to be 20 pi, and it's also going to be 4 pi square roots of 5.